guys. How's everybody doing? Hi, Alicia. How's everybody doing? It is Thursday, the 27th. Tomorrow we're doing the drawing for the birthday drawing for one. I'm giving away one healing, one spiritual message, and one healing meditation. So, trying to decide if I'm going to do it live or not on here tomorrow. Good, Alicia. So glad you're here. I missed you last night. All right. So for those that don't know me, I'm Tracy Gorick. I'm a healing coach, energy healer, spiritual mentor, intuitive channel. I use all of that to help you get well and stay well. All that helps with finding out what's going on with you and healing it, right? And then we work on the mindset part to get your mind right so you can stay well. Because a lot of times it's what we're doing mentally when we're getting angry, when we're getting frustrated, when we're not surrendering to life. You don't want to hold on to expectations, because I want you to think about it. Because this is something I am working on all the time, and I think everybody does, because you want to get to living in the now. That's what you always hear from these spiritual people. Live in the now, live in the moment. And so surrendering to the here and now is what came up for me to talk about today. So what that is just being in the moment. Don't worry about what's coming next or what's already happened. Because when you do that, you're putting a huge strain on your body. Because this is how I feel it. So when I'm not in the moment, I'm putting a huge strain on my body, and I can feel it. And the more you do it, and the more you keep not being in the moment, it just gets worse and worse and worse until you're forced to, right? You're either forced to because of illness, you're forced to because you just can't take it anymore, so you finally just let go. It would be better to try to get there before you get to that point, because it does not feel good. And I've done it several times to myself, where I get to the point where it's like I have to just surrender, because I literally cannot keep doing this, right? You just don't want to do it because it's such a strain on you. It's a strain on your health. It's a strain on so much. It's a strain on your living. It's a strain on your life. You're not even living when you're doing that, right? And when you can get it, it really becomes a simple thing. When you get it, it becomes a simple thing. I'm going to keep saying that. When you get it, it becomes a simple thing. The problem is, even when you get it, because I still have my moments, but I catch myself and bring myself back to the now, because you don't know. You're thinking about, oh, well, this might happen in the next moment. You really don't know what might happen the next moment. So just surrender, be in the moment, and live your life. Because if you're not doing that, you're miserable and you're not living. So what are you doing, right? That's all we have. And the things I talk about, like yesterday with the fear and stuff, what's the point in living in fear other than it's just making you sick? You have to surrender to what you signed up for here. That's part of the way to look at it. And then that's not it was planned by you, okay? And so what is there to fear? What is there not to surrender to? You want to live your life. And so many of us are not living our lives. And the more you practice it, though, the easier it is, and the more it becomes part of your life, and you tend to catch yourself. It's never perfect. It won't be perfect. But if you can start catching yourself in it, it would be amazing. And when you can live in peace and not worry, it's amazing. It's just an amazing, amazing place to be. I highly recommend trying to get there. It will help your health in so many ways when you can do that. Just live, and not worry about what the next moment brings. Just be in the moment you're at. And it took me a long time, because I remember when really a long time, like this is probably a recent thing that I've realized And it's still a constant thing to bring myself back because you worry. You tend to worry. It's what you've been known to do your whole life. And it's just because there's so much fear being thrown at us, right? And so that's where we tend to go because that's what we know, and we do what we know the most. But when you really can get there and live in the moment, it's beautiful and peaceful and calm, and that's what we want to be. It's what we want to get to. And it helps your health so much because when you're not in that, you're putting attacks on your health. It's putting stress on your body, okay? And stress on your body tends, you don't eat as well and you just do things that aren't as good for you, whether you start drinking too much or smoking or whatever it is that's your coping mechanism. So there's just so much there that when you can learn to surrender to the moment, be in the moment, not think about what's going to happen, not go into what's the past, right? And then worry about just you. You can't take on everybody else's stuff. You can't take on your kids' stuff. You can't take on your family stuff. You've got to worry about yours. And that's so, so important. Because you need to, it's not for yours to take on, first of all. Even your children's, it's really not. Unless they're young, but even then, it's not really yours to take on. You're there to help them through it, right? So, that's what I have today. Any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. If there's anything that comes up that you want to hear or learn or, talk about, message me. I'll talk about it on these Chalk Talks because what you are wondering about is probably what a lot of people are wondering about and they just don't want to ask. So I love talking about what you guys have questions for. All right, so let's do a little healing for today. So sit back and relax, and I want you to imagine the violet flame at your feet coming up and around and through your whole body, just cleansing, clearing, and purifying everything. So any negative, angry thoughts that come up, throw them in the violet flame. And then anything that you feel might have come from others, just throw that in the violet flame. Any anger, frustration, if you've had an argument pulled in front of somebody in traffic, just throw that in the violet flame. That's not for you to hold on to, that's their stuff. They can worry about it if they want to be angry, right? And then finally the consciousness. There's a lot of heaviness out there, and last night's Wellness Wednesday, a lot of people were exhausted, and a lot of that has to do with the consciousness and the energy around us. So you want to not hold on to that. Just let it go into the violet flame. And if you ever feel any of that, go watch any of these videos that have this and go through this process. Okay? That's what they're there for. They're on the YouTube channel. You can watch them anytime. All right, we're going to leave that violet flame there. And I'm just going to send healing today to you guys. So sit back and relax. And if you're open to it, it will come to you. If you're not, it will not be forced on you. So no worries if you don't want it. But if you're open to it, just sit back and relax. And I will begin sending healing now. breath in. And then exhale everything that came up and put that in the violet flame that you need to get rid of. And one last deep breath in. And again, exhale and everything into the violet flame that might have come up. We're going to take that violet flame, send it back up to source to transmute it. Alright guys, that's what I have for today. I'm going to go put the last call to enter. Today's the last day you can enter into the drawing for the free healing, the free spiritual message, and the free meditation healing. The drawing's going to be tomorrow. I've got to decide on that. I'm going to sit on it and I'll let you guys know. Either I'll just post it or I'll do the drawing live on here. So go do something you love, something that brings you joy, something that lifts you up. Do something like that every day. Make the effort to do it. Then do some self-care. Drink tea, Epsom salt bath, pray, meditate, whatever that is for you. Do at least one of those also. And then look for the good in everything. And when you see something that stands out in somebody, say it to them. This will change the way you think, and it changes your energy, and it changes the other person that you're telling. It makes such a difference in the world when you can start doing these things. And then write 10 things you're grateful for. This helps you see the good rather than sitting in what's wrong with your life and what's bad in your life. You want to start making the effort to really look for the good. So do these things, guys. You're welcome, Lori. Glad you were here today. So start doing these things, guys. It's going to make a difference in your life, I promise you. This is just the beginning steps to really make that change. You've got to make the effort. You can't just sit back and let life happen to you. You've got to be proactive in it. And this is how you can be proactive to changing your health and your outlook on life and your the way you feel every day. Alright guys, have a great day. I love you all. I will be here tomorrow with Chalk Talk, either with the drawing already or doing it during here. I've got to go set that. So it's the last call. I will post it here in a minute. Have a great day, guys. I love you all. See you tomorrow.